AnduinOS, the Linux distro that feels like Windows 11, a gentle bridge for new users. If you've ever felt stuck between wanting the freedom and privacy of Linux but dreading the unfamiliar interface, AnduinOS might be exactly what you've been waiting for. This open-source distribution takes the powerful foundation of Ubuntu and layers on a strikingly familiar Windows 11-inspired look and feel, making the switch feel surprisingly natural. What exactly is AnduinOS? At its core, AnduinOS is a custom Ubuntu-based Linux distribution. It uses the GNOME desktop environment, heavily customized with carefully selected themes and extensions, to mimic the modern Windows 11 experience. It's not a full fork with drastic kernel changes. It's vanilla Ubuntu underneath, enhanced for familiarity. Key highlights include no snap packages. It removes Canonical's Snap system entirely and focuses on Flatpak for containerized apps, alongside traditional .deb packages for core software. This keeps things lightweight and gives users more choice. Small footprint. The ISO is under 2.5 gigabytes. Installs take up around 6 to 7 gigabytes, and it idles with modest RAM usage. Great even for older hardware. Two main versions. An LTS branch based on Ubuntu 24.04 for long-term stability, supported until 2029, and newer releases for the latest features. The result is a clean, responsive system that boots quickly and feels polished right out of the box. The Windows-like experience. The first boot into AnduinOS often surprises people. You'll see a centered taskbar with system tray icons, a frosted, centered start menu with an all apps view, rounded corners, mica-style translucency effects, and consistent theming, widgets and layouts that echo Windows 11's design language. Extensions like Dash to Panel and Arc Menu work together seamlessly to recreate this environment without feeling gimmicky. It's not a 100% pixel-perfect clone, and it can't be for legal and technical reasons, but the behavior and workflow feel intuitive for Windows users. The developer has put real effort into making the extensions play nicely together.
Who created it? AnduinOS comes from Anduin Shu, a software engineer who has worked at Microsoft, though not on Windows itself. He built it as a personal project to scratch his own itch for a comfortable Ubuntu setup. The project is fully open source under GPL v3, with code on GitHub, public build instructions, and no telemetry or data collection in the base system. Concerns about it being from a Microsoft employee or originating from certain regions have been addressed openly. The transparent source code makes hidden issues unlikely, and it's a non-commercial effort focused on simplicity.
Who is this for? AnduinOS shines for Windows users frustrated with hardware requirements, like TPM 2.0, or privacy concerns who want to keep a familiar interface. People on older or modest hardware looking for a lightweight, stable daily driver. Anyone wanting an easy on-ramp to Linux without a steep learning curve. It ships minimal pre-installed apps, Firefox as a .deb, basic GNOME tools, etc., encouraging you to install what you need via Flatpak or apt. This keeps the system lean. Not ideal for advanced users who prefer heavily customized or minimalist setups, like tiling window managers. Linux veterans might see it as Linux with training wheels, but that's precisely its strength for newcomers.
Pros and cons. Pros: extremely approachable for Windows refugees, excellent performance and low resource use, strong Ubuntu compatibility with a huge software ecosystem, privacy-focused with no built-in tracking, active development and community support via GitHub. Cons: still relatively new, so it may have occasional quirks, though updates address them. Relies on GNOME extensions, which could theoretically break with major updates, though the team maintains compatibility.
Minimal default apps means some setup time for power users.
Final thoughts. AnduinOS isn't trying to replace Windows entirely or compete with every Linux distro out there. It's a thoughtful, well-executed bridge that lowers the barrier to entry for millions of people who might otherwise stick with an OS they're unhappy with. In a world where operating systems increasingly feel restrictive or bloated, a clean, familiar, and truly open alternative like this is refreshing. Whether you're escaping hardware lockouts, seeking better privacy, or just curious about Linux, AnduinOS makes the transition feel less like a leap and more like a natural step forward. If you're thinking about trying it, head to the official site, AnduinOS.com, download the ISO that matches your needs, LTS recommended for most, and give it a spin in a virtual machine first. You might be surprised how quickly it feels like home. What do you think? Ready to make the switch? Drop your questions or experiences in the comments below.
Thanks for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for daily videos. Bye.